Okay, guys, we've got an interesting battle here. You can see on the enemy team there are a couple of Object 430s, awfully good players, and also the 121 is an awfully good player, and he is platooned with a Object 140 called True 990, and also a Sheridan called Alex 10 Pass. Now the question is, because they're anonymized, are they any good? And unfortunately, you cannot look up those people unless you have not turned off the game client. You display the battle report, you right click on their name, and you will get their true identity and their stats. And you can figure out whether the 121 was platooned with some awfully good players or if he was platooning with, people who are beginners who he was training or teaching them to play the game. I mean, there's some people out there that charge people money to teach them how to play, possibly at some risk to their own statistics. Anyways, this was a great battle because it was a perfect example of how a light tank can pick the moment to basically break the battle wide open and not be cautious, right? I hate static warfare. I hate long, minutes in a game where you're not able to, what is it, as Eric Cartman famously says, exercise your authority, right? I'm just not. Maybe I'm impatient with that sort of thing. And when this map was first introduced, I had my misgivings about its possibilities. And unfortunately, it looks like there really is only one scenario in which you can do what I like to do, and it cannot be done on this side of the map. Um, these buildings are, largely already safe to smart players. They can block, right? This is all flat. You can't make any moves. But over here, if you can clear out this area of enemies, you can go forward. It turns out that people that are behind these obstacles can't actually see you up there, right? The moment they get inside these buildings and walls and stuff, they can't shoot over here. They're concentrating on opponents in this area. So I'm platooning this battle with Lasagna there in his Leopard 1, and also Micah from Panic, and we're tier 10s. So this is a 5-10 battle with two arties, and I always love that. In fact, if there had not been two arties on each side, this scenario might not have even developed because there might have been more people, covering this area, and the urgency of trying to outflank them would not have been so demanding. Also, this relates, what's about to happen here relates to the size of maps, right? Certain maps are too small to do anything like this, and as far as I'm concerned, the bigger the better. More room to drive around, more room to get behind people, more room to outflank, and more room just to have fun. So I'm going to hit the space bar here, and I'm immediately headed over there because I want to determine um, what awaits us on this side, right? I'm not even going to bother with scouting in the middle because I want to get this uh, going as quickly as possible. Plus the fact that I'm being supported by two tier 10 medium tanks, very potent vehicles with good guns, right? So we're going to find out as soon as possible, and I'm telling the arty where I want them to shoot. I mean, we've got a BC 155 and an M53. Okay, so the reason I turned away there was I wanted to know if he saw me, and my sixth sense did not go off. So he doesn't know I'm here yet, right? The arty's already shooting. Those guys there can't shoot over here very effectively once they're behind those walls. So I'm already thinking, you know, is there anything behind that guy? And that time I got lit. Oh, where's my panic? Don't know about that. Okay, so we'll keep circling here, and I'm not changing my velocity, right? And I'm giving a wide berth to those guys because I do not want to get hit by arty. I mean, they're taking that risk. So there I'm seeing. That might have been the first time I was seeing. Holy smokes. And another thing that makes me really happy here is we got a T55A and the Patton. Okay, we just lost somebody on the other flank, and look at that. Look at that, people. You know what? I think those guys, if they had just charged in a wolf pack, we were snookered. Look at that. And you know what? Both Object 430s are there. Those guys are awesome, but their downfall is their addiction to taking perfect shots for damage, right? That's one of the reasons, and that's a good way to play the game. But they're playing against somebody, yours truly, who, I'll admit, I'm only good at two things in this game. I'm good at driving around, and I'm good at knowing when to attack, tactics. So that could be their downfall, because we charged the flank and they didn't. So I've already said I'm going for it. The lightweight is retreating. And look what I got backing me up, right? And here comes Micah. This is so awesome. And see down at on the other side of the map, that whole group is they're stuck taking perfect shots. The 1-2-1 is in with those guys, right? So I'm definitely pumped at this stage. Although I'll be honest, I wasn't following when this was going on yesterday. Or 2 days ago. I wasn't following what was going on over there. So. We've got a bunch of TDs here on the enemy team that are horribly exposed, and they're moving their vehicles a bit. That breaks their camo. 704 in the open. So we'll just follow this here, and those guys. Look at that on the other side of the map. They took out the Jag Tiger, but they're still afraid to advance on open ground, right? Really nice. Okay, there goes the 704. And I'm going to advance a little bit more. I'll post the battle report. I ended up with 5,800 spotting damage in this game. Which is, pretty good for tier 10. I mean, if you did that, in half your games, you'd win the spotting award every month. So it's, it's above average for sure. And I'm just pressing my luck here. Oh, it looks like okay. The 110. You know what? You know what, guys? This is truly amazing. Look at this. The 121 came over by himself to reinforce, but I think that they can. They could have swept behind us and just completely messed up the situation. But they've lost a bunch. What's this? 5 vehicles to our 3. So I'm trying to get rid of the 268 and. Looks like, yeah, I'm on my way back. Okay. Because I want the force to be compact, right? To deal with what's going on. Let's look at yeah, we're up on HP here. So, did the enemy hesitate fatally? I don't know. And, it is a Sheridan whose identity, it's lost in the veil or the mists of history now. Because I would have had to look him up. He just hit me with the heat. I would have had to look him up right after the battle report and not close my game client to get his name. I did not do that, so we'll never be able to figure out who it is. And here's where I got overconfident in a few seconds here. I'm definitely pumped because, I suspect that we are facing a really awesome team, right? And to beat those guys is always exciting. And there's an arty shell. The M53 just tried to get me. And, I hate the fact that this tank cannot turn the way my 12T can turn. I mean, I finished clutch braking and I can barely notice the difference. So I would love it to be buffed a bit. Yeah, he can't hit me there. And I'm just going to die here in a few seconds. I'll show you that, truth in advertising. Yeah, here's where I got a little bit overexcited. And who hit me? Let's see who it was. I thought I was okay there, but boom, boom. There we are. So I got hit by the 121, who was at extremely low health, right? And I think I'd mentally written him off in my mind, but he was still surviving over there. So I got hit by the 121 and both 430s. So that 430 hit me. And notice he didn't light up. And that one hit me. So, I'm not dismissing the skill of these people. Look at that. The one over